Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be giving you guys 10 tips in order to get insane aim so that you can get back to ranking up in Valorant. Let's get right into it. Alright, so tip number 1 is going to be standing still shots to begin your warm-up. Now you're going to be wanting to do these to just get a gauge for how your aim is doing for the day. This is going to be the foundation of your warm-up. Additionally, you want to start on head level to begin the warm-up. This is because these are the easiest shots and you're going to work your way up to the hardest shots by the end of the warm-up. It's all about progression. So yes, don't forget you're starting standing still shots. Tip number 2, you're going to be standing on head level still, but this time you're going to be practicing the moving aspect of it now. So before you were just standing still statically, now you're going to be using the A and D keys mainly just to move around, get that stutter step warmed up. Along with this, you want to be practicing your swings. You could go behind some bots or even behind a corner, and this will provide a good amount of coverage for you to practice your swings on. I'd say about 30% of your warm-up should be spent on this alone. This is because most of your gameplay is going to be while you're moving, and you're going to need that reaction time to be able to stop, shoot, and be accurate. That leads nicely into tip number 3. You're not always going to be on head level, so you're going to be wanting to go on anything that is uneven with the heads and practicing from there. A good 50% of your warm-up should be here, and really this is the most difficult your training is going to be getting. Practicing all these different angles is definitely going to make a difference in game. Something you need to pair with this is tip number 4, starting your warm-up by playing your playlist. Music is a great way to get motivated, and for me personally it really helps having that tempo in the background. For some reason it just helps you get headshots to go with the beat, and I don't know, it's just a nice overall experience. When you're spending about 15 minutes warming up, it's really nice to just have this music to help it go a lot faster. But while you want it to get faster, you don't want to start feeling uncomfortable. That's why about halfway through, or whenever my brain starts feeling really strained, I'll make sure to take off my headset, get up, go get a glass of water, and then just breathe for a while. And by that, I really just mean go get a glass of water and then come back. This will make you feel a lot more refreshed, and honestly, when I come back after doing this, it helps my aim a lot. So speaking about helping your aim a lot, tip number 5, use different guns. And I'm not talking every gun, I'm talking about the guns that you know you're going to use. For me personally, I only have about 5 different guns that I need to warm up. And while it's nice to know every spray pattern, you're not oftentimes going to be finding yourself with a gun that you don't know how to use. If you practice about 50 kills in a row with a different gun, you're going to be that much more prepared in game when you need to, I don't know, have a save round or just do a half buy. Being comfortable with one gun will inevitably help you be comfortable with, I don't know, your main gun like a Vandal or something. You really do only need to practice the ones that you know you're going to be using during the game. So you might be asking yourself, what is the best way to warm up every single gun? My recommendation for that is to get around 50 kills. That and step number 6, practicing your spray patterns and spray transfers. The majority of your warm up is going to be just bursts and one taps to the head of the bots anyways. That's why it's really important to balance it out with practicing these spray patterns and especially the transfers. Being able to control the spray from one point to another is going to really help you in game when you're trying to control that spray pattern. In my opinion, spray transfers are something that just differentiate a player from being average and great, really. You don't see a lot of subpar players hitting these spray transfers, so definitely make sure to practice them so you can get some insane clips and really start to improve your skill set. And for tip number 7, isolate your training. Practicing things one thing at a time will help it really stick in your brain. And when you're in a 1v4 situation, it's just going to be second nature because you decided to clump all that training into one section and focus on it more than you would have if it was just scattered carelessly. Now for tip number 8, it's use your pistols. Really, this should be step number 6, but I don't feel like it's as important as the other points. You definitely want to spend about 100 kills, maybe turn off the armor and practice the ghost, and then for some of the other kills, maybe just practice the sheriff. It doesn't matter how you do it, just make sure you get that pistol time in. It's definitely going to pay off when you're having those eco rounds. So tip number 9 is something I use when I'm not doing too hot. It's something that I call the head trace drill. You basically put your crosshair on a bot and then you're going to be moving back and forth trying to keep your crosshair on it. I always recommend people to do about 15 repetitions of this. I don't think you have to overdo this one, but it definitely helps with comfortability when you're warming up. And that's all warming up is just getting more comfortable before you get into a game. Tip number 10 is to go into the retake area and to practice your freaking retakes. No, but seriously, you want to be checking every single angle, making sure that you're pretending you're in game. I'd recommend changing the difficulty and finding what best suits you, but definitely try and work your way up to hard, as those bots are even harder than real people in my opinion. This will definitely make real players a lot easier, which is why you always want to make your warm-up as difficult as possible, because most of the training you're going to be doing in here is going to be harder than the actual game. Basically means just more clips. If you stuck around for this long, I got an extra tip for you. First is to open Steam and download AimLab. AimLab has a bunch of drills that will practice your aiming and reaction time. They also track your progress and tell you how you did after every run. It's what I've been using recently and I'd recommend it definitely. And by the way, it's free on the Steam store. Next is to download CSGO, which is also free, and to practice your retakes on there on retake servers. The next server you should look for is an FFA server. Just make sure you have good latency. Practice up to like 45 minutes. That's only if you're trying to play at peak performance though. And that is it, guys. That is my 10 best warm-up tips for getting insane aim. I do want to remind you guys that I do release weekly schedules for my stream on my Instagram, so be sure to follow me there. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.